welcome back. Well, for some, Friday the 13th is just another day on the calendar, but for others, it's a day to stay in home in bed under the covers.
Yeah, joining us now is someone who's a bit of an expert on all things spooky. Anna Lardinois gives walking tours of Milwaukee. That's one of the times that we met you here at the show. She's also the author of not one, but two books. First, Milwaukee Ghosts and Legends, and the soon-to-be-released Storied and Scandalous Wisconsin.
Oh, I know, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we had a little music kind of coming into this, too, to kind of set the scene. Great to see you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. I never thought that a Friday the 13th segment would be one of the feel-good things of today, but that's the world we live in now, right?
Sure, look at
and I love your little skirt dress here.
Black
the black
cats
cat.
all over her skirt.
That's
and
fantastic.
I would take a black cat right now while petting it underneath a ladder rather than someone who looked a little peaked.
That's very true.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the origins and the fear of Friday the 13th, because I feel like we've said it before years ago, but I never remember it from year to year.
That's okay. I love sharing it. It has really biblical origins, many people believe. So it goes way back. Many people believe that in the beginning we started associating 13 with bad luck because of the Last Supper. Because there's 12 disciples, Jesus makes that the 13th, and that did not go well. And then we see that 13th person at a dinner not going well in a bunch of other cultures as well. In Norse culture, it's part of their mythology. And many people who plan parties never want to have a 13th person. And you know, that also could be for, it's not as much fun if you don't have a talking partner, but it's something that we really hung on to. And
I'd never heard that before, have you? I'd never heard that. That's awesome.
Well, there are and then when Friday the 13th really becomes a phenomena in the 1900s, because there was an author who really fed into that idea of being afraid of the 13th and coupled it with a Friday to manipulate the stock market and causes havoc. And it was such a popular book that it became a movie, and then people really embraced that idea of Friday the 13th.
Love it.
And then in modern times, we embrace it again with the series of Friday the 13th movies, and now it's just inseparable in modern culture. Friday the 13th is something to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Well, and I think there's all these superstitions that sort of surround the day. You touched on some of them, but there are a lot of them, and some people find it very scary. They're legitimately scared, and then other people find it fun to kind of remember them, even kind of celebrate them as part of like a holiday.
Well, one of the, I think the neatest stories with Friday the 13th is that Stephen King is supposed to be a person who avoids things on Friday the 13th.
Really?
And I think the scariest person that we know is afraid of that, which I think is completely fascinating, because he's made me afraid of, you know, dogs and monkeys and sewers and
that would be a comical fate, you know, if like all of a sudden something happened to him, it would make it even more.
But there's so many other famous people that we know that avoid things, like Franklin Delano Roosevelt would not have meetings or travel on the 13th. Churchill avoided sitting in any 13th row. So it's really at every level of culture.
Do we just lose your microphone? Oh no, it's here. Maybe it just kind of went out. So I'll share mine with you.
I apologize.
Yeah, it's a Friday the 13th jinx. Okay, this
was not planned at all.
Yeah. Are we good if I hold it like this, guys?
Until your nurse goes out.
Okay.
Oh, what will happen next? I don't know.
Are you, you talked about some famous people. That's what you were sort of talking about, the afflictions kind of them and their sort of fear of it. Are you afraid of the number? Because I feel like anytime I get to corner you, I'm always like, are you afraid of this? Do you believe in this?
I know, and I'm always disappointing to you.
I know, you are. She's like, whatever. I know too much. Like because you like the history.
Well, I love the history. I mean, that's the thing that's I'm really passionate about, and how we all get together around certain stories.
Oh, we're gonna hand you a mic so you can be a rock star.
There you go.
Just hold it nice. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, cameraman Dave.
She didn't even hesitate on that.
She's like, here I am. Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
Well, what I think is whatever you believe becomes true. So if you are if feeling nervous about something, then you're attracting that energy,
Yeah,
and it's
I
all
agree
kind
with
of.
Yeah,
So-
sort of like what you put out there
Comes
Right.
circles back. Yeah.
So when I was preparing to come and talk to you, I just did a little scan of historical things that have happened on Friday the 13th that supposedly prove it's a bad day.
Okay.
But bad things happen every single day.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's really fun that we have something that we can all connect with today and feel a little bit spooky
Yeah.
about, and flout a little bit of tradition, pet a black cat, walk under a ladder,
Take
open
some
your
chances.
umbrella indoors, get your hair cut today.
Hey, when's your next book come out?
In August.
In August, okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm
we'll
really
have you back
excited
for
about
that.
it.
Yeah,
So
congrats.
it's murder this time, not ghosts.
Ooh.
So who doesn't like scandal?
Well,
Are you
who
still
done it?
doing walking tours right now?
Yeah, we'll start again once it's comfortably warm,
Okay.
and then we'll run through the end of October.
Love it.
You got to keep coming
I
back.
can't
We
wait
love
to
it.
do one
Thank
with
you so
I just
much.
want to know all the
Yeah.
history about all the cool buildings and everything in Milwaukee.
So cute. She's
Yeah.
somebody that you want to get stuck with at
Yes.
a cocktail party.
Yes.
Because you're going to have the best conversation. Everybody else
Yep.
is going to be envious.
Yes. So
Here's your
seek
girl.
her out. If you see her
Yeah.
out, go find her.
Absolutely.
being
Great
here.
to
Well,
see
happy
you.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Thank you. Same to you.